Hello. Now I'm still on to lesson 1 of the Wunderbees book, in book 1 of the Wunderbees, and now the Wunderbees are going to go for a ride on the Wunderbees bus. So you can see the bus here. Now on this page we have 4 copies of the bus, and we've got the Wunderbees, and we've got the giraffe who's driving the bus. He's a bus driver. And then what we need to do is to count the number of Wunderbees that are riding in each bus. And if we have just one Wunderbee on a bus, then we need to draw an X through it. So yes, we've got the instructions up here, which are helpful to the parent at home as well. And it says to touch and count the Wunderbees riding a bus in each of the numbered squares below. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 numbered squares below, and we need to draw an X through any square with one Wunderbee on a bus. So in this square, how many Wunderbees do we have on the bus? We have just one Wunderbee on a bus. And which Wunderbee is that? That is Thumbelina. And Thumbelina sits here. Just a recap, Thumbelina sits here on our first finger. And we've got Wunderbees here on this bus. And because there's only one Wunderbee, which is one, just remember that Wunderbees is the name of the 5 finger friends. We just call them Wunderbees. So we've got the Thumbelina, Pointer Panda, Middleton Mouse, Ringo Raccoon, and Pinky Pig. So on this bus, on the first square, we've only got one Wunderbee. So I'm going to put an X there through the square. So there's just one Wunderbee there. Now, what about on this bus? We've got the giraffe, the bus driver, and how many Wunderbees can you count? We've got 1, and we have 2 in total. The first one is Middleton Mouse, second one is Pinky Pig. So there's more than one Wunderbees in this square, so we're not going to put an X here. We'll move on to the third square down here. Now, we've got the giraffe, the bus driver. But how many Wunderbees do we have on this bus? We have Middleton Mouse and we have Pointer Panda. So in total we have 1, 2. So there will be no X on this square because there's more than one Wunderbee. Now moving on to the 4th square, we have the giraffe, the bus driver, and then we have, oh, who's this? Ringo Raccoon. And so how many Wunderbees can you see riding on this school bus? Only one Wunderbee, so we're going to put an X through here. So on the first square we've got only one Wunderbee. On the second square we actually have 2 Wunderbees, Middleton Mouse, Pinky Pig. On the third square we have just 2 Wunderbees, Middleton Mouse and Pointer Panda. And on the 4th square we have just one Wunderbee, Ringo Raccoon. So the next task we need to do with the children is to roll the dice. And the instructions are up here. Roll a dice until the number displayed matches the number of Wunderbees riding a bus in any square. So in that case, the numbers that we want that the children need to find in order to win this little game is they need to find either a 1 to match the squares 1 and squares 3, or they need to get a dice landing on the number 2 to match the square of number 2 and number 3. So let's get our dice out. Do you have a dice at home that you can do with this? I'll just go grab mine. This is my dice, which for the preschoolers and toddlers, this is an excellent size for them to use. Of course, you can just get a normal small dice, but this is fun because it's almost like throwing a ball up in the air. So they throw the dice, and often for these little toddlers, it's the first time they've actually thrown a dice or getting to grips with the concept of it. So you throw the dice up in the air, have fun throwing it up in the air, let it land, and then you have to ask them, oh, what number has it landed on? This one is 4, and then you can count the circles with them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, that's not the number we're looking for, is it? Because we're looking for either number 1 or number 2. So we need to throw the dice again. Throw it up in the air. Oh, what have we got now? This time it's 6. And then you go through the process of counting the little circles until finally you get land on a 1, and then it's game over, or you land on a 2, and then it's game over. So that's one game. And then the third game that we have here is about matching the patterns. So the instruction here is to look at the pattern at the bottom of the page, and can you guess the name of the wonder bee that completes the pattern? So let's take a look here. We have Thumbelina. Next to Thumbelina we have Middleton Mouse. Then we have Thumbelina, then Middleton Mouse. So can you start to see a pattern? We've got a pattern of the Thumbelina and Middleton Mouse, and then straight after that we repeat the pattern again of Thumbelina, Middleton Mouse, and then again we have Thumbelina. So in this empty square box we have to say, or the child has to say, what comes next, and it is in fact Middleton Mouse. Depending on the age of the child, this could be probably a bit too difficult for them, but it doesn't matter, they don't have to get it right. This is only the first lesson still, so but just it's good to go through it with them, even if they're not able to give you the answer straight away. Just go through the whole process with them, and then over time, as you do this regularly, they will come to understand the nature of a pattern.